Ingalls Wilder here. If you never heard of me, I lived in the 1800s when there was no cars. What's your name? Mary?
Yeah.
Now we're just playing pretend preschool friends. I'm actually Mayla's mom and this is Mayla, of course. But we're gonna read you A Little House on the Prairie book. It's one of Mayla's favorites. That's why we're dressed in our bonnets. They used to wear dresses and bonnets.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Dance at Grandpa's.
Mom. Mom.
Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. She lived there with her pa, ma, big sister Mary, and her baby sister Carrie and their good old bulldog Jack. One winter morning, everyone got up early, for there was going to be a big party at Grandpa's house. While Mary and Laura ate their breakfast, Pa packed his fiddle carefully in its box and put it in the big sled waiting by the gate. It did not seem long before they were sweeping into the clearing at Grandpa's house. Grandma stood at the door smiling and calling, "Come in."
Max, go back.
It's okay.
She's blocking the book.
Laura loved Grandma's big house. It was fun to run from the fireplace at one end of the big room all the way to Grandma's soft feather bed on the other side. The whole house smelled good. There were sweet and spicy smells coming from the kitchen, and the smell of hickory logs burning with bright, clear flames in the fireplace. Before long, it was time to get ready for the party. Laura watched while Ma and the aunts made themselves pretty. They combed their long hair and put on their best dresses. Laura thought Ma was the most beautiful of all in her green, ruffled dress. Soon people began to come to the party. They came on foot through the woods with their lanterns, and they came in sleds and wagons. Sleigh bells were jingling all the time. They didn't have cars, so they rode in these sleighs in the winter, and they rode on wagons in the summer. The big room was filled with tall boots and swishing skirts, and there were ever so many babies lying in rows on Grandma's feather bed. Laura thought baby Carrie was the prettiest. Then Pa took out his fiddle and began to play. All the skirts began to swirl and all the boots began to stomp. "Swing your partners," Pa called. Laura watched Ma's skirt swing and her dark head bowing and thought she was the loveliest dancer in the world. Soon it was time for supper. The long table was loaded with pumpkin pies, dried berry pies, and cookies. There was cold boiled pork and salt rising bread. How sour those pickles were! They all ate until they could eat no more. The fiddling and dancing went on until it was time for Laura and the other children to go to bed. When Laura woke up, it was morning. There were pancakes and maple syrup for breakfast, and then Pa brought the horses and sled to the door. Pa tucked Laura and Mary and Carrie and Ma into the sled. Grandma and Grandpa stood calling, "Goodbye, goodbye," as they rode away into the big woods going home. What a wonderful party it had been. Well, I hope you liked reading your book. Look what little Mary's doing over here. I'm kidding, her name's Mayla. She's just swinging. Hope you guys have a good, happy day. Bye.